Hi, I'm Ben Bennett here with Josh McDowell to talk about one of the issues that many of us are experiencing during this time, anxiety. Josh, what would you say to those of us who are experiencing anxiety right now?
I would say number one, I can really identify with you.
Hmm.
Um, Anxiety is a part of life. And if we don't learn how to deal with anxiety, it will control us instead of us controlling it. In one of my favorite passages on prayer is Philippians 4, 6, and 7. Be anxious for nothing. Be anxious for nothing. Now think of that. But in everything, by prayer and supplication, let your requests be made known unto God. One request be, I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I'm just not getting it right now. It means to pray about everything and to be honest before God. Uh, what I'd like to do is approach anxiety just briefly on what can cause it. Because as I point out what to cause it, you automatically know what you can do to control it. For example, much of anxiety is a loss of connection. Um, when we lose a connection relationship with others, it almost always results in anxiety. So what do? Go out of your way to maintain connections. If you're locked down in your house, do it through virtual conversations, through oh, come on, well, you can do it with video, Zoom, um, everything to do new connection. Another is the loss of structure. When you lose your routine that you're accustomed to, you feel a bit lost. And so I say quickly create a new structure and a new schedule. Uh, get into a rhythm again with your life. Because often anxieties show that our old form of structure needs to be replaced. There's new things that should be put in there. And then the loss of clear thinking. When we cannot think clearly, our brain becomes anxious. It literally affects the way our brain operates. And we often go into a fight or flight
Hmm.
mode. And one of the best things there is in the friendships that you have, and I hope each one of us has one, two, three friends that we can share anything with. Share with any friend, one or two friends, your fight or flight mood and feelings right now. Share with them that you are anxious. Then the loss of control, probably one of the biggest causes of anxiety, is when you lose control. Now, there, and this frustrates me often and produces anxiety. One, I have to remind myself, what is there in my life and surroundings that I can't control? Other people's feelings, other people's responses, other people's attitudes. I can't control that. Only they can. And so I need to remind myself, Josh, that's out of your boundary. Then make a list of things and think about, for 10 minutes I do, on what are things that I can control in my life. One is my schedule. One is the structure in my life. One are the kinds of relationships I have, effort to build relationships. And then probably another important one is when you lose the sense of accomplishments, anxiety is produced. I believe for the most part, God created us to be able to accomplish things in and through our life. And so I learned years ago in my life, when I go to bed at night, when I was in seminary, I learned this. Every night before I go to bed, I would do what you call Parse, Hebrew, and Greek verbs. Now, what that means, you break down the verb. But I wanted to do something for about 30 minutes before I went to bed that I could physically see I accomplished something today. Because many things I do, you can't objectively look at it. And so I try to do something I can go to bed knowing I accomplished this today. And I think every one of us all look in relationships, in work, everything. For example, I really experienced some anxiety this morning. In working in the lockdown, I'm working 12, 14 hours a day. I'm probably more productive on thought process and creating things to serve others. I've got more things now I want to share with others than I've ever had before that can make a difference in pastors' lives, others. And my problem is I couldn't find them. I spent so much wasted time trying to find all the material. So what did I do? I've created 12 little 3 by 8.5 by 11 3-ring notebooks, the little small ones. And I put all my different accomplishments in different areas in there, from emails I've written to projects I've done, ways to understand things and all. And now I'm still getting a little frustrated, but now 90% of the time, I don't get anxious in that area. I can reach over, take a notebook, and have exactly what I'm looking for. That's one way I've dealt with it in the last few days in my life.
You know, Josh, I love that verse in Philippians 4 that you mentioned, because in everything, make your request be made known to God. And in my own life, with wrestling with anxiety for years, I've realized that anxiety is a messenger. It's communicating something to me. I got to translate it, because what is that request that I need to make known to God? And then what has been helpful is when my heart's racing, to sit with God, remember what the truth is, who He is. He's in control. He says that I'm loved, and to do some deep breathing and have the truth sink deep into my heart. And that will help the anxiety come down.
Well, we've touched on some good insights, I think, today, Ben.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Thanks, Josh.